It's Bob Talk.
We're live.
Bob Talk.
Wow. Trying to get all the things going here. We're having a little technical difficulty this evening. Now we're in a different place than we were last month. In January, we were out in Montana, snowmobiling with family and friends, and I think you even had Todd Lapel on Bob Talk. Thank God we don't have Todd here tonight.
If he
He
shows up,
shows up, now we're in
trouble.
Hopefully Todd's watching tonight. But we're gonna just kind of go through a real short
You can tell him where we are.
evening with Bob Talk here in Perdido Key, Florida, right near Pensacola. We got our grandsons here tonight. We threw them in another room, watching Paw Patrol, trying to get on the same channel as what was on behind us on the TV there. So we didn't have so much background noise, but here we are in Florida, trying to enjoy some Florida weather rather than the wonderful winter up in Iowa. So we're enjoying that. I will be back in Iowa in about 13 days or so, heading out to Hastings, Nebraska with our product specialist, Chris Rich, going over some G1 stuff with the folks at Hastings, hopefully get some G1s out in that area. Chris has done a phenomenal job out there with those folks. So tonight we're just going to kind of be short. We never are short. It always seems to be 40 minutes, wherever it is or however it is. But we're just going to kind of see what we're talking about tonight with grants and things like where to get funding with where we were last year at this time. Thought everything was opened up, and a month later we find out we're all in lockdown trying to get through a virus, and here we are a year later still trying to get through a virus. So
it's really a simple night. We're just going to throw some random things out at you. First of all, I want to say that I appreciate that I'm in Florida right now and getting some time with the grandkids and the whole thing. And I'm really sorry for all you people back in Iowa, Nebraska, Illinois, Minnesota, everywhere up there, because it's really cold at home.
And it's going to get colder this weekend.
And I hear it's going to get colder, and I hear you're going to get more snow. And we've told everybody that we have a 3-bedroom condo, and everybody's, I'm coming. I want to come, but nobody actually has said they're going to come.
I'm afraid if the door knocks, there'll be 14 people standing out there.
So you might, call ahead for schedules, because it might fill up in a hurry. But and because we don't have any extra, we're trying to keep it very limited for the first couple of weeks, so we can be safe. Happy for having traveled. We should be in good shape by the time the first crew comes to visit us. And so
first crew comes to visit you.
First crew comes to visit me because he'll be gone. Anyway, So we do have a few guests coming, and very excited that my sisters will be coming down and sharing some time with
Very
me.
excited that I'm leaving. Hopefully Jean, Rose, Barb, Janice, anybody else?
That's it. That's all I got.
All
I got 4.
Okay. So
I'm not going to apologize for him. They all know him.
Yep, they do. So
anyway, about that, so sorry that you've gotten so much snow, and so sorry that you're going to get more, and so sorry that it's going to be cold when you have to go out and shovel out those fire hydrants. We just want to remind you of that tonight.
Yes. Think about that, everybody in our sales area, that Midwest that got some snow. I think our product specialist Brad Pfeiffer a week ago had 14 inches of snow that he was measuring out on his deck. So just shovel around those fire hydrants. Anybody that's listening that may not be a fire department member but joins in Bob Talk, maybe sneak out to your close fire hydrant and shovel that out for the men and women that may hook to that with their fire trucks. So
maybe we should throw out a contest of who's had the most snow this year.
Yeah, who shoveled out the most hydrants?
Yeah, or who shoveled out the most hydrants? Maybe
that's a better way is to look at it.
Or those people that have their flowers planted around their fire hydrants that
we just cut them in the summertime. We just go up and cut.
We won't talk about you anymore, Brenda Dickman. It's okay.
Yeah, Brenda and Joel that plant flowers around their hydrant. So
anyway, we give them a hard time.
Yeah.
FEMA grants. It's that season. FEMA, lots and lots of people are busy writing their FEMA grants right now. Just a reminder, I think the final deadline date is February 12th.
February 12th is what's posted anyway, I believe.
And they're they're not a really quick process. So if you're going to do it and you haven't started, time to get moving.
And if you're considering it, and you're not going to make 10 days from now, We do work with Steve Meyer a little bit. We get nothing from
Garrison.
him, or Steve Garrison, Steve Meyer in Garrison, Iowa. Good friend, but he can help write your grant for you. You can put into the FEMA grant that you use a grant writer, and you can be reimbursed for that. So I know he's going to tell you you're crazy if you call him and say you want something done in the next 10 days, but you're not so crazy if you say, hey, I want to get ahead of next year's, can you help me? But Steve has done a phenomenal job there with a lot of people, so a lot of fire departments. But also know that, Mary did Mary and Blake and I believe Brett did a virtual fundraiser with Welton several months ago now, that if a fire department's out there looking for some assistance with virtual fundraising, I've got a son, Blake, who likes the IT stuff and get you out virtually. And the boss lady here, Miss Mary, likes to help folks as we try to help folks get through what we have a crisis going on. And Sandry Fire is serving those who serve their communities. So if there's something we can do and she can do with a couple
and Blake
people, and Blake can do, we'll certainly help you out. I think next month, or is it April?
April. We're going to
Maquoketa.
have a focus on the Maquoketa Fire Department and visit them at their station and see what they've got and do some, I don't know, really don't know what we're going to do with them. We're going to let them kind of be in control of what we do. So bear with us on that one. So if you want to have a night that we focus on your department, that would be fun too. We sat down and kind of filled in topics for the rest of the year, but we're willing to substitute out fire departments just because people really enjoy seeing what you guys all have and the fun things that you do at your department. So we're up for anything. We're open for all kinds of suggestions.
All kinds of challenges, not
yes.
suggestions.
And Sherry posted that anybody who shares the Bob Talk tonight will be entered into something for a prize. This happens when I leave town.
They give stuff away.
I don't know what they're doing. They're giving stuff away. So stand by Facebook because I'm gone for a couple of weeks. So you never know what might come out on Facebook when they go through everything that I have laying around up there and want to just give it away. I think they're doing a cleaning house. I don't really know what that means, but it could happen.
Throw your name in there at Sandry Fire on our Facebook page, and Sherry, who does a lot of our marketing now with Facebook and website, throws things out there. So we'll see what she's got in mind. Who knows? So, but no, back to grants a little bit. Know that there's places out there. I know Dubuque Gaming has one in Dubuque County. Clinton County Gaming has one in Clinton County. Usually if there's a casino in your area, they're very helpful with the emergency services, whether it be fire, police, EMS. They support those folks very well, in which we do appreciate that with that. There's also other things out there. I know down here in Pensacola, Florida, I ran across 2 Firehouse Sub places. Firehouse Subs does have a quarterly grant. I believe it's a quarterly grant. It's normally not a large grant, but can be $25,000 to $30,000, whether it's turnout gear, extrication tools, buying cylinders, your cylinders are expiring, things like that you can certainly go to those folks and possibly get a grant through Firehouse Subs. Also going to throw a shout out. We have a couple guys on DeWitt Fire Department that does a really good job of writing grants, whether it be Jim Clark. I think now Clint Kaufman's involved with that and Nick Green's involved with that, but they went to Walmart. Walmart, I think, has a quarterly grant. Sam's Club has a quarterly grant, I believe. So there's avenues out there to apply for funding with the limited, I guess, pancake breakfasts or pancake suppers or soup suppers or things that we can't do. A lot of departments have done a carry out or drive through.
Apparently Brett's on the.
Oh, and I guess
you forgot Brett.
I forgot my own son Brett on the DeWitt Fire Department on the fundraising or grant committee. I watch Facebook while we're Facebook Live to see if somebody has a question for me on what we can throw out there or who would like to maybe be on Bob Talk, or what I can throw out there maybe to emphasize your department or your committees. Obviously, my son Brett, making sure that I get his name thrown in there. So, but things like that we try to do and help.
If anybody has suggestions that you know of for grants, please post them. Share them with other people. Well, maybe not your neighbors because you don't want to compete with them. I don't know. But anyway, any suggestions, thoughts, comments, whatever you can do is great.
I heard a text and I thought it came in from Steve Meyer, and I don't know if Steve's watching or
must be
or what or where the number came from, but he's going to be on vacation shortly, and I think that's because FEMA grant season will be over on the 12th of this month. He usually needs to get his brain rewired after that because it is truly a lot of work. So,
but he's saying he was willing to help you next year. So if you missed this year,
get a hold of him.
And if you're in the middle of them, time to clean it up and get it sent in.
And if you don't have Steve Meyer's information, reach out to me. I got his email address. I've got his cell phone number. I got his office number. He'll certainly help us out and get you at least in the grant process. So I know I've been kind of working with the folks at Grand Island, and I learned a little bit about FEMA grants and what some of the requirements are. Got to do a presentation out in Wood River, Nebraska here a couple months ago.
A couple weeks ago.
It
was just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I got back from Montana and went by Grand Island, went home, and then drove back out to Grand Island the next 3 days or 4 days later, I guess. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. But
it's the way the Bob rolls.
Found out that, if you're trying to get funding for a regional grant and your population is under 100,000, the grant max is $1 million. And when you're talking as many fire departments that were running into this grant, it got to be over that dollar amount.
But isn't it based on population too?
It's based on 100,000 or less. You cannot apply for anything more than. So that's what I learned.
Oh, so 100,000 people.
You cannot apply for any more than.
Can't apply. Okay.
Even
your
if you
limit
have,
is $1 million.
Even if you have 20 fire departments and the SCBA purchase, I don't care what manufacturer it is over $1 million. You won't even you'll get thrown out in the electronic evaluation because your population is minimal.
So as much as they encourage those regional grants, I guess places where the population, even though they have the department, the need is there, and they just don't have the population to support the $1 million.
The fire's the same. The emergencies are the same. It's just weird how they don't. I don't know how to say it. Try to coordinate with, evaluate how that area is. The fire doesn't matter where it's at. And if we can do some interoperability and things like that to help that funding to get a regional area up and running with current SCBAs that are outdated cylinders or whatever it may be, we should try and help support that. And I've been working with a couple of guys over there and how to break that up maybe and make that work. But working with them, hopefully they've got that figured out and we'll get around some of that things to make sure that they can help with some funding. So.
Good old Chris Rich is posting that in Nebraska, Farm Credit Services of America, which I assume would be true in Iowa also, and the Forestry Service, which is, I know true. So there's a DNR grant in Iowa, and Walmart. So all good opportunities for grant money. And everybody's recognizing right now the difficulty in having these fundraisers that fire departments typically have. So sometimes this might be just simply reaching out and asking people to, because there's.
I always say they can't say no unless you ask.
And it's way harder to say no in person.
That is true if you walk into their establishment. And that's a hard part about small communities. Usually the schools are asking, and everybody is in today's times that we're trying to figure out how to go to work or how to get work done. Income's thinning and things like that. What's right, I don't know. I won't even get off onto politics because that can be a slippery slope.
We're not going there tonight.
But a lot of things that can do a lot of good things. A lot of the co-ops, I got a text message or on Facebook here. A lot of the co-ops have some type of grant or some funding to also support you. We've done a lot of things with different co-ops with gas meters and and air monitoring systems. So yeah, there's opportunities out there, folks.
And there's Tyson's. That's another one. I should have remembered
yeah,
that one because I
Tyson's.
got a grant from Tyson's for Heroes Haven, which is a whole other subject. I don't know. We've really gotten into that on
That's
on
probably a Bob Talk.
That's a Bob Talk, another Bob
another
Talk
Bob
night.
Talk.
We'll talk about that again soon. But keep your eye on that because here it's gonna be a good thing.
I got different people. If anybody watches and follows
They'll see
Facebook,
it.
and they can see it on our Bob Talk here. We're coming up
Good
with
job,
all
guys. You're
kinds of
coming up
people
with good ones.
to
Keep
find
coming.
funding.
Keep coming.
Yeah, get the funding out there because it is. We enjoy the fire, opening up the firehouse, fire stations, however you call your establishment where your fire trucks are housed. We like showing that off, and I know it's been difficult to do that lately. So know that there are other avenues for funding. We all have tax dollars in our tax base, and even that's going to be stretched thin in each community because of what's been going on and the businesses and the big tourism dollars. That's what I was thinking, tourism dollars. Iowa City area, Johnson County.
Yeah, there's been a little struggle with the
Hawkeyes,
tourism thing through this whole COVID thing. Iowa hasn't gotten hit as hard as some states, and Nebraska, I don't know if they're, I don't think it's as bad out there either. Just it's time to get creative.
Yep. Like I said, Blake is more than willing. I think I'm throwing him under the bus to do some virtual fundraisers and show off your station. Get a couple people. Again, we want to try and minimize the exposures of the virus, and it's mutating and everything else that's happening in the world. But we can get 2 or 3 guys and gals together and do a walk through your fire station and talk about what you do and what we do as the fire service for our communities. It's easy enough to do, I think. I don't know. Blake's the IT guy. I'm not. And Mary's the one that likes to make that all happen. So
I enjoy
I'm
it.
just the face, as I've been saying the last couple of weeks. I just seem to be the face. Which
I don't know.
I'm cool
I kind
with.
of think you have to add that you're the mouth.
Oh, I gotta watch my face too because
He hasn't shaved in I don't know how long. It's like he thinks he's on vacation or something. I don't know what's going on.
Somebody said I'm a snowbird.
Yeah, you are a snowbird. But it's funny because Bob's 5-day shadow is somebody else's 5 o'clock shadow.
4-hour shadow. So.
Anyway, so that's way off the subject. But I want to, because you're so good, you guys have been so good about posting ideas and suggestions for other people. I want you to put in there now upcoming events for the fire service in your area coming up in 2021.
The people that are outside our area, which I don't know who all watches, the people inside our area, which I'm saying Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska, Minnesota, those folks that are watching, we'll take anybody. But post, if you got a training last year, kind of everything shut down. This year, it's opening up. The fire schools, it's training, all of that stuff come to a screeching halt. They're getting a little more lenient.
I was just going to say, no, I wasn't pointing at you, but I could.
Okay.
Anyway, so if you know of any fire departments doing any kind of training or any communities, I know a lot of the fire schools have gotten canceled, but before we go to that, because the first event of 2021, the big event, it's next weekend with the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
So
forget about that. What is it? The old goat, the new goat? Is that what they're calling it? Something like that. Because the first Super Bowl Brady won was Patrick Mahomes even born yet, or he was just born, or?
Come on, Blake, help us out.
So, it was crazy. But to see what you got an absolute icon with Tom Brady, whether you like him or hate him, you have to say he's a superstar, and you have to say Patrick Mahomes is a phenom of his age to think that he could be anything but Tom Brady or better even. And then you throw out, he was 6 years old. Patrick Mahomes was when Tom Brady won the first Super Bowl, kindergarten or first grade. Crazy to even think that.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, I say that.
I don't watch football, but that's cool.
I'm not a sports nut, but I watched ESPN today, which I don't normally watch. There's 3 people on there today talking that when you love something as much as you do, you stay healthy enough and in shape enough to do it as long as you possibly can, because Brady's talking possibly playing until he's 50. And if you have that passion for something, and I thought about that when I was lying in bed watching it and thinking, I still have the passion to sell fire equipment. I still enjoy that.
He's going to be around a long time, folks.
Yeah, me and Tom Brady are going to be icons of our industries. He loves throwing a football, and I enjoy cutting up cars. So we have our passion. And when you find that passion and you get into it, it's amazing what you can do with that passion. So it's one of those things that I enjoy. The extrication side of Sandry Fire, and I got some great people. And I just noticed that I believe one of the vendors that we represent, I don't know that I've ever seen Tom Blanton on Bob Talk before, but
Welcome,
the guy that produces the product that I love to sell so much is watching Bob Talk. And I'm not even sure if he's in Florida at their house. Tom and Amy have a place in Florida. I think I was talking to our regional guy, Don Brockmeyer, and thought that Tom and Amy were going to be down at their place in Florida.
So we'll wave at
people.
you from this side of Florida.
Hey, Mr. Tom and Amy. So hopefully they're watching and getting to enjoy a little bit of Bob Talk.
Yeah,
So,
and yeah, I think Bob is really coming to the conclusion that this is just who he is and what he does, and he's never going to give it up. So that's okay.
I can sneak away for a little bit. I've got probably one of our best and most competitive sales product specialists and Neil Staplecamp heading into Minnesota for me on Wednesday, tomorrow night.
Pressure's on, Neil.
Pressure's on, Neil.
Pressure's on, Neil.
So him and I chatted this morning for a little bit, and what to do with a extrication side-by-side presentation, and all the products work out there. It's just I'm going to throw a message out to Tom. With a forever warranty and the service that Sandry Fire has, unstoppable, unbeatable. So it's TNT all the way. So it's pretty amazing. So, but we got.
Okay, wait, back to the Super Bowl. We got to finish that.
Super Bowl.
Because
yes,
Blake is throwing out there that he's going to do a fun thing with posting videos of people who do the dog. He'll put the detail. Yeah, puppy bowl thing where you put out 2 different bowls, one for each team. Put your dog there, see which one he goes to. And he's going to compile those videos together and do some fun things on Sandry Fire's Facebook. So if you can take a video of your dog and the bowls and them, anyway, Blake will explain it all better than I can. So look for that. But if you can get that done and sent to us at Sandry Fire, he'll have it compiled into one compilation of doggy videos. So
I'm going to assume there once again we'll be giving something away.
Oh, I assume that's probably true.
Probably would be. We'll leave that up to Blake and Sherry.
Yeah, we'll let them take care.
Yeah, we'll have something out there.
We'll have some fun with it anyway. And we can see everybody's dog. Blake is actually at our house right now. I shouldn't probably put that on Facebook, should I?
It is what it is.
Anyway, sorry.
Too late. Can't bring her back.
Edit. Because he's staying with our dog while we're down here. So he's got his dog and our dog at our house. So he'll be having a little doggy battle between the two of them maybe or something. I don't know what he'll do. Anyway, so that's watch for that on Facebook. But if you can get a video sent to us, that'd be really cool. If you can get it to us by Thursday, it can definitely be compiled and yeah, all that. That's Thursday, Friday, I guess anytime, because he'll put it together after.
And just watch
before Sunday, because Sunday is the Super Bowl, right?
Yep. And Patrick Mahomes is going to be lifting the trophy a second time.
Oh, Bob is predicting that.
Yeah, I got.
Anybody want to challenge that? Feel free to challenge that one.
Hopefully, Kevin Jansen's not watching because he's probably a New England's fan, but maybe no longer a Tom Brady fan because obviously Brady is in the South. It amazed me that it's actually going to Tampa Bay and it's in Tampa Bay. So that may be
that's the first time ever that's happened.
The home team. And there's probably limited amount of fans, 20,000.
How do they decide where they're playing it?
That's
money.
So who would have known Tom Brady?
So it's timing.
Bucks. And
so luck of the draw.
They bring Tom Brady down there and he it's crazy enough to get him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because 5 years ago, they probably didn't predict that they would have him either.
Nope.
Hey, I know very little about football, so bear with me on that one.
So,
Okay, so we just want
so
to
enjoy the Super Bowl.
enjoy the Super Bowl.
Enjoy the.
And stay warm because it's going to
Puppy
be a
challenge.
cold one. So if you're going out and about, pack the blankets and coats and whatever in case you have any car trouble. I'm just repeating what my mom's told me for years. All right, 2021 events. We know that we've got FDIC, if anybody was headed there, is moved to August. Anyway, got a little time to prepare for that one. And after FDIC, we want you to be prepared to share with us on Bob Talk what products, new, cool, fun products you found. Because if any of you have ever been to FDIC, it is completely overwhelming. And there are so many things to see and so many new things that sometimes you don't see them all. So we're going to try and put together, I don't know, anybody we know who's been there that wants to share what they learned or what they found.
If you've been to FDIC in the past, it was always classes were on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even the Thursday, and the vendors show up on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Years ago, it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But now it's switching where they're starting it on Thursday and going through Tuesday, I believe. It's a little different schedule. So I'm still trying to figure out what the vendors, MSA obviously being our big supporter of Sandry Fire and our big product line, that we go out and have a annual meeting with those folks. So they're still trying to figure that out and how many people are actually going to be there. So
yeah, figure that one out. Who can estimate that kind of stuff?
When you normally have 30,000 firefighters walking the streets of Indianapolis.
Oh,
they're running.
March Madness is going to be in July. It's all going to be played in Indianapolis. So they're going to test out whether they can do this safely. Safely have a big event in Indianapolis.
And I do the Bob thing, shrug my shoulders and go, well, wait a minute, you usually don't find out how bad it is until 2 weeks afterwards. So as far as the virus goes, the vaccine's out there now. There's people that are getting their second round of vaccination. I know Fire Chief in Mequon, Illinois, Pat over there is struggling with the second shot. It's kind of kicked his butt a little bit. He's working through that. So hopefully he'll get back on his feet in a day or two. So we're gonna kind of just see where that goes, obviously. But so then we look at what's going around in regional schools, training sites and things like that. Besides the big FDIC in Indianapolis, but also we got in our area, being Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska, and Minnesota, we got Nebraska Fire School that's in May 21st through the 23rd.
In Grand Island.
Haven't heard much about it other than they are going to try and attempt to have it. It's in Grand Island, Nebraska. Always been a great fire school as far as training and vendors for the Midwest. So it's a 3-day program that really is done really well. Those folks have done a very good job at the fairgrounds. Excuse me, I couldn't think for a second there. The state fairgrounds there in Grand Island. Huge, beautiful place, air-conditioned buildings. I remember going back years ago and it was chaos, but they pulled it off. And then the state started building new buildings there and air conditioning there. And so things like that has been pretty phenomenal. I got Nick English got a question here. What is TNT's forever warranty? Wow.
Oh, you got him started now.
Yeah, you better not start.
You got him going.
When it comes to anything on the battery side of tools, because that's what everybody buys today, the Milwaukee comes with a 3-year warranty on their batteries, 3-year warranty on their chargers, 3-year warranty on the connection on the TNT tools. But then you got everything else on that tool is forever. TNT's never questioned anything that we brought to them to cover a handle, a blade, an arm. We've never been questioned. Tom has replaced it. The folks over at TNT have replaced it. Don Brockmeyer, my regional rep, to Ricky Hill, Senior Vice President, to Tom Blanton and Amy Blanton, owners of TNT. Just a phenomenal warranty that no one else in the industry. They say lifetime, and I'll just say lifetime per NFPA is 10 years. So TNT had a lifetime warranty up to 2015, and the NFPA decided to put a life like they do on turnout gear of 10 years. And most manufacturers followed that and said they now offer a lifetime warranty, which is 10 years. So Tom and Amy Blanton chose to then switch their warranty over to forever. I've got some tools out there since I started selling them back in '96 that we've replaced blades with no questions asked. I've broken cutter blades. Anybody who says they haven't broken a tool is one of two things. That's the two. Either they just started selling the product, whatever product it may be, or they're lying to you, one or the other. So it's crazy, this industry, what it can be like. But ask anyone in the Sandry Fire realm of running TNT what the warranty is, and I don't think there's a customer out there within our area that'll say it's nothing but phenomenal. So
sorry, Nick, if that was a long answer to a
yeah,
short
that was
question.
a long answer to a short question. So,
but next one is the Les Lukert in Kearney,
Nebraska. Yep.
That's this weekend, and it is
it?
still on.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, we hope everybody. It'll be interesting to see how that works and see. Hope everybody stays safe and they figure out a way to make this happen and keep going forward.
Yep. That's so. There's a couple things happening in Nebraska. Obviously, this weekend, what's the Les Lukert Fire School, or at least conference, and then the Nebraska Fire School in May. So I'll throw a quick shout out to Mikey Burrows. Retired. I'm not retired yet,
I'm going to
Mike.
take this phone away from you so you can't see who's posting.
Mike Burrows. I'm supposed to maybe have lunch with him tomorrow after his golf game, but I haven't heard back from his beautiful bride, Rosie, to say we'll be done golfing at this time or about this time, and we'll meet you in Destin. Is it Destin? No.
Yeah, they're going to just boycott you now.
They'll boycott because I told them that Mikey was getting old and he's retired. So
you're not old, Mike. You're not old.
No, Mikey's not old.
You're a very special man. We love you.
Yeah. So your wife's even.
Yeah, she's more special. So, that's true. But, I love you both.
We got a few more fire schools to throw out there. I'm gonna have to.
You're gonna have to just reach out to Nick.
I'm gonna reach out to Nick and we'll talk. And we'll explain a lot of things because I'm not sure where you're from and who you are. So I'll make sure I understand who you are and what you're looking for. But we got some more fire schools. We have Ames Fire School. Normally we had a summer fire school, then we had a summer and winter fire school. Then we went just to a winter fire school. And it's normally the end of February. They have now postponed that off until July 17th and 18th to kind of see where, again, the virus goes and vaccination and things like that. So hopefully they have moved. If you haven't followed the Iowa Fire Service at all, the Training Bureau has moved down to Camp Dodge in Des Moines, north of Des Moines, Johnston. And oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on our Training Bureau chief, John Kramer, I believe. I apologize if I goofed that up. Talked to him just the other day.
Somebody knows. Somebody knows more than you do.
They probably do. So that's something out there that it's been interesting. They've been at Ames forever, and they moved down to Camp Dodge. And excited for that move. I hope everybody is. I think there may have been some limitations at Iowa State, but Iowa State treated the fire service very well for many, many, many years. So hopefully this will move down to Camp Dodge. Doesn't throw too big a wrench and stuff, and we can get on track and get the training side of the Iowa Fire Service moving down the track, so to speak. So
then I know we have in September we have CEDA Fire School, and we have Iowa Firefighters Convention, which it has to happen.
Chief Sicard over in Grinnell, because in Grinnell they're supposed to have it 2 years in a row. Chief Sicard is saying that he's going to have convention come H or high waters. And the last time it was in Grinnell, it was high waters. So Chief Sicard, hopefully we can have some sunshine and not mud. But somehow pulls it off and we can have convention. It's the one time a year that I use my camper because my camper isn't going to use.
Yeah, because if we don't have it, Bob's going to make me sell the camper. So we have to have convention so I can use it.
So I'm about ready to sell it and just rent one for 4 days, 5 days.
It's where we started with this whole thing, Bob.
I know. But it's interesting.
Sherry reminded us that Northwest Iowa Regional Fire School is March 13th and 14th.
That's Sioux City area. That is still out for debate. I think they're having a school committee meeting.
The 17th of this month.
Of February.
So, you know, it may not happen yet. That one isn't 100% in the books, but it's on the schedule.
Yeah. There's NATA Fire School in Fort Dodge. That's usually the first weekend in November. Haven't heard too much on that yet.
Everybody's still hopeful for some of these later in the year kind of events.
Yeah,
so
that we can get things under control with the world pandemic out there that it is. So, but
if anybody knows of anything else, please feel free to share it. We'd love to know what's going on and the things that Bob and I didn't think about because we didn't really.
And I apologize because I didn't think about it and we tossed around what to do for Bob Talk. I know there's stuff going on in Illinois or attempting to go on in Illinois. There's a virtual Chiefs conference, I believe, that Illinois Chiefs were trying to do. Normally there's one down in October, I believe, at Peoria at the Civic Center down there. It's always been a great Chiefs conference. There's also a district conference a month or two before that. So there's also Coal Belt down around Benton, Illinois, down in that southern region, down near Rural Pope and stuff like that. So we like to try and get down there with those folks. Again, last year was an anomaly or whatever you want to call it that we couldn't get together, that we certainly want to get back in the training side of things. And a lot of the guys and gals in their fire departments are tired of the training officer coming up with things. And it's almost nice to get out of your four walls and hear a different instructor and see a different instructor. And then my product specialist in Illinois says WIFA, the one in Galesburg. Again, there's so many of them that we do.
Oh, Amboy.
That we try. Oh yeah, I forget about Amboys every other year, and I'm assuming that this year's.
They're
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where they used to be every other year. I'm not sure if they've gone to every year now. It's just there's a lot of them out there, and some people think it is a great job that we have. I don't call it a job. I have too much passion for it, and between my own station up there in DeWitt that I'm a part of with Chief Best and Chief Atkinson and Chief Harrington, those guys, and what we do there to all the different regional schools that we go to and participate in. Anymore, I don't know all of them because we're all over the place. It's phenomenal to see and think where we've been and where we're at and where we're going. It continued to pick up speed. Sandry Fires is picking up speed, and
good things are happening.
Watch out, world, we're coming. Whether it's just the Midwest or it's the nation or it's the world. So
he's going to be sitting still for a couple of weeks. So by the time it really warms up, he's going to be way ready to go. So if anybody's looking for some Bob time, I'm going to be really ready to get rid of him for a few days.
30 year? 5 years this year?
35 years? Are we
that we've been legally married?
What were we? We weren't.
We were just boyfriend and girlfriend
for a long time. That's a whole other story.
But yeah. So I don't know that we've missed a whole lot. We thought it was going to be short because we have the two grandsons in the background in the bedroom back there watching.
Nico and Becca, you can come out now.
Watching. What are they watching? They're watching
Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol. So they took off now. They're coming out. They're not coming out. They got Paw Patrol. So here we are, 41 minutes later. It's normally 40 minutes, and I say that's normally what it's going to be.
Because he can't stop talking. We all know this, right? This is why it's called Bob Talk.
But I appreciate the people that are watching and throwing questions out there, or throwing comments out there of where to get funding to what fire schools are going on. I appreciate that from not only my people, but the people out there that are watching Bob Talk, because we do miss things and we miss people. So I don't like to often say names out there because I do miss somebody like my own son on the grant committee. Okay, they corrected me to make sure that I put his name out.
Yeah, there. You guys are free to correct him anytime.
Yeah.
He accepts it well,
So yeah, most days. But,
except from me.
I don't think. Yeah,
No, that's
whatever.
not true.
So,
He does well.
But anyway,
Anything else?
we've been out here 40 some minutes, and I hope the folks enjoy watching Bob Talk. If you got suggestions for Bob Talk, we certainly would entertain them. Whether it's NFPA on extrication tools, we talked about throwing out there NFPA on turnout gear or materials in turnout gear because they're changing a little bit again, to cancer and
You can't give away all our
carcinogens.
surprises that are coming ahead.
I want to give people ideas, that people that are watching, to throw ideas at us.
Well, I have an idea for next month that Bob he knows about, but he doesn't know that I'm going to push him to make it happen. So we'll see what that is.
Yikes.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, the only thing I guess I can at least be thankful for is the fact that Mary and Sarah and Kendra and Laura and Sherry come up with this wonderful, fabulous idea and getting Blake involved and coming up with Bob Talk. And she says she's going to just have Bob Talk, and we started it together as we did Sandry Fire. You're stuck. I'm not going to let you walk away and just be me out there, unless you folks find somebody else to be here with me, like we did last month, Todd in Montana.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so
I am way open to having substitutes. So if anybody wants to get on and join Bob on Bob Talk, I'd love that. That would be so cool.
she's always going to open with me.
Oh, maybe not.
She's always going to open with me, and then we'll go from there, whatever it may be. So.
Here comes Mom and Dad.
Oh,
Abby and Derek are here.
Abby and Derek, my daughter and son-in-law.
You can say hi.
They
Come
snuck
in.
right-
No, just
they
come in.
snuck
We're
right
saying
past.
goodbye, so you're all right.
So now
Hi, boys.
Abby's gonna poke in behind Dad and say hello.
Hello.
That's my middle one, number 3.
How are you?
That has Nico and Beckett.
Oh.
So then we got Blake, who's on another video that's got Kobe, his puppy that runs around with him.
You'll see that. You'll
So-
see the dogs shortly when we get all those videos made.
Oh, that's right. Yep, for sure. So things like that we should be doing.
Like,
So we're gonna say
Do you wanna
goodnight.
hi?
Beckett's my,
Do you want to say hi?
that would be number 3 grandson.
He doesn't want to say hi.
So we Nico,
Beckett, people can see you.
Nico, William, Beckett, and Mackenzie. That's
They've
the
been
4. That's the 4 right now, and they were on a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So they're all up in Iowa.
It's part of who we
So-
are. That's it. That's what we need to do, is bring on all our peoples, all our team, their families.
Oh my God, you know how big that picture?
We could have Bob Talk, all kinds of, yes, we're gonna do that.
Family
There's
Bob
Nico.
Talk. So,
You wanna say hi?
yeah, there's number 1.
Say hi,
grandson.
Facebook world.
That was a grandpa look right
That
there.
really was kind of a grandpa look. You just look just like your grandpa. All
So.
right,
but,
thanks everybody
we're
for
gonna-
joining
we're
us
gonna-
once again.
Sign off, and we'll see you next month, probably here at the same place that we are tonight. So we'll see you here in 4 weeks or so.